Hi guys, and welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So today I'm going to be going over the forensic chart, the forensic astrology chart for Delphi and Rick Allen's chart, from what we know. Now remember, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is proven innocent until proven guilty. But this is the astrology and the crime chart that I'm going to be talking about. I actually did this with her about 3 weeks ago, so hopefully I can remember it. I'm just going to kind of go over my notes and kind of go over the chart the best way that I can, because I am just learning. I'm a baby learning this. Okay, so I'm going over things with an actual astrologist who's teaching me at the same time, and then I share with you on cases that I've worked. The reason why I want to do forensic astrology is because Spirit's leading me that way, and also it validates the readings and gives us a little bit extra. Um, so we go back to the readings. It does validate that as far as Spirit giving a full name, Spirit giving acquaintances, things like that. And yeah, I mean, if people want to support the channel, all the ways to do that are down below. Merchandise, donations, tips, whatever. It's not necessary, and do not feel obligated, but it is something that does help this channel grow, especially since I've decided to cut off private readings for now, for the most part, and just work on cases and social media. It's been a little bit stressful switching it over, and I've had to take some time, like days off, because I'm just overran from working so much. So I do want to mention, old podcasts, the book, everything's in the description box below, and you can also go to my channel and there's a link tree on there. But the reason that we're all here is to be a voice for the voiceless, and in whichever way that Spirit leads me to do that. So I'm going to do my best to explain this correctly. And again, I am not an astrologist. I am not a professional at this. I am just learning. So I do want to make sure that people know and understand that I am another astrologist is teaching me this. So I'm going to go over the true crime chart, or the crime chart, forensic astrology for this, and probably Rick Allen's chart if I can remember where I put that. So you're just gonna have to bear with me as I go through this. I'll try to be as slow as I can. But I am an Aquarius, so I do kind of talk fast, and I do kind of just go over my notes fast, but I will try to do the best that I can to explain this and dummy it down for people that don't know astrology. And again, you don't need to pay attention to the degrees and the signs and all that, just to pay attention to what it means if you don't really know astrology. I will mention it just because it's part of it, but just pay attention to what it means. Okay, so first we're going to go over the Delphi crime chart, and then I'm going to go over Rick Allen's chart. Okay, and then you can take from it what you will. This is in no way pointing fingers or anything like that. I have my own beliefs from what Spirit told me. Spirit does not name innocent people, allegedly, in my opinion. And from what I know, like, to get a full name is something that's very hard to do. And there's other descriptions and whatnot that Spirit was talking about. Now, keep in mind that, in my opinion, and what the readings were saying, is that there is a ring involved, which this seems to validate. So a lot of the stuff that could have been picked up in the readings could also have something to do with colleagues, people in the ring, his own mental illness, things like that. Because I do realize some of the readings are confusing sometimes. And again, readings are like metaphoric, a lot of times symbolic, things like that. They're hard to understand. I can only go by what I see and what I give you guys. But here is the crime chart. Okay. Okay, so what's interesting about this chart is that this is one time that we have like a timestamp before everything really happened. This is when things are in play. This is a timestamp. The timestamp that was used for this was when the picture was taken. So now, again, I haven't looked at this in about 3 weeks. We did this about 3 weeks ago. It's probably 11 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't slept. So just bear with me as I try to kind of go back over this and go through my notes. And I might skip around a little bit. That's just because that's the way I took notes, because sometimes we do that when we're doing the chart. We'll skip back and forth. So we have the moon at 29 degrees right here. This is very sinister energy. Okay. Um, we have the ascendant at 5 degrees, which is actually a fame. It's a fame line. Um, so we have the moon in Virgo, and the ruler of moon is the ruler of the moon is Cancer. So we could go over here and look where Cancer is. Okay, and then Cancer rules women or young. It can be young women, girls. Anyways, the ascendant is in Cancer in this one. So we look where the moon is, and it's the ruler of the moon is Cancer, and then we look where Cancer is in the chart. So we have the moon at 29 degrees, which is a big fame degree. So that's long-term fame. And when we have the descendant here at Pluto at 18 degrees, which is the evil degree. Okay, so it's the evil degree. It's in Virgo. It's a Virgo degree in Capricorn. So Capricorn rules Saturn. So then you will go over and look and see where Saturn is, and Saturn is right here in Sagittarius. It's coming right up on the 7th house, which is our perpetrator. Okay, and then remember that this is not, they have not been unalived yet. This is when the picture was taken, so this is how things are in play, and it's just being shown in the chart. Okay, so Capricorn does rule older people. It is people usually past their Saturn return. um and also what's interesting is Saturn rules bridges. Saturn in Sagittarius, sorry, it rules bridges. Okay, so this did happen on a bridge. That's what Saturn in Sagittarius rules. Um, there is a religious element here, Sagittarius. So it's religiously motivated or spiritually motivated. We have a stellium in the 9th house up here where the MC line goes through. It's in an Aries degree. So there was a gun that was used not to unalive them, but to control them, which also came in the reading. This was very violent. Also, basically, what this is saying is that they were on a bridge with the weapon, and he has aggressive intentions. So that's basically what this is saying here. Um, so Aries also rules knives and things like that, anything metal. So basically, that's what it's saying, because we have on the bridge with the weapon, and he's got aggressive intentions. Okay. The Neptune is in an Aquarius degree right here on the MC line. So this is meaning like everything was captured on camera. Okay. Photography. So Neptune does rule photography. And Neptune also rules like illusion, religion, things like that. And also Aquarius rules like a photo with a device as well. Okay. So we have Saturn in the sixth house of health. Um so it's in I believe um Capricorn degree, which rules bone issues with bones. So our perpetrator could have issues with bones, have a limp, something like that. Um Also working in healthcare, and he was working in the pharmacy industry. Okay, this is also kind of like where to look at. We have Pluto and the descendant right here. So Pluto is a planet of death and like widespread destruction. Okay. Um so he was basically destroying his own life, as well as inevitably caught because he's creating destruction at the 18th, the evil degree. He could also have other victims. Pluto is also sexually motivated. Okay. Black moon Lilith at 29 degrees. So he was viewing children as women or sexually appealing. And again, 29 is the fame degree, long-term fame degree. 5 is little fame, 17 is medium fame, 29 is like a long-term fame, which we all know Delphi has been known long-term since this happened to be famous. It's the very last degree also. So in the next degree, it's with him. So Black Moon Lilith in the next degree would be in this house, the sixth house of health. I can't talk, with Saturn, which is him. Okay, because he's actually coming up on the descendant line with this Pluto in Capricorn. Okay, because remember, this hasn't happened yet. Everything is moving that way. Also, Saturn is also his body. So 29 degrees is pretty serious at Black Moon Lilith. And this is, remember, how he's viewing them, not necessarily how they are. So he's viewing them as like, something sexual. Um, and it's also it's at Scorpio. Okay. So this is sexually motivated, ritualistic. Something major is about to take place right here in this chart as things kind of amp up. And this is in the last degree, heading into the sixth house of health and where he is at. Okay. Once Saturn is directly on the descendant line, then he's on them. Okay. At 1507, so 307, Pluto is directly on the descendant at 18 degrees. Um, and at around 3:30, the ascendant and descendant are at 22 degrees. So we were kind of going of like, when was it possibly that this happened? And that's kind of what the chart is showing around that time. That's also, I think, something similar that I got in the Autowrite or one of the readings about 1530 or something like that. Okay, so we also have the eighth house, the sun, which is our perp, and also their vitality is in an Aries degree. So he knew what his intention was. Okay, and the Aquarius means that this was probably filmed. Okay, not just necessarily him being filmed, but this was probably filmed. The part of fortune right here, two people, two teens. Okay, Aquarius technology. They caught the perp on camera, and that led to the part of fortune, which was, him being caught in the long run or him being caught on camera. So that's the lucky. So when we look at part of fortune, that's like the lucky part of the chart. Okay. That's what allowed him to basically get caught and basically put his face out there and stuff, was that part of fortune right there. Um, so this was probably filmed with the stuff in the eighth house. So he probably filmed what happened to them. Okay. So their demise was probably caught on camera. So the ninth house, ninth house is like religion and stuff. Um, looks like I didn't write anything down there. Um, but Neptune can be delusions, it can be drugs, I mean things like that. Wounded healer is there, Neptune is there, so again, drugs and the end of the matter. So all kind of like in a Pisces degree, and then in the ninth house of like religion. So there's like delusions and stuff around religion. I probably wrote it somewhere else too, but that's kind of how I take it. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because it looks like I didn't write anything down. But Mars is in Aries in the 10th house. Mars is literally pointing at Venus. And you could look at this little point as like a knife or a weapon. Okay. It's like an arrow. And it's in the Libra degree, which can be two people. Okay. Which are the two girls. Or the Venus is in a Libra degree, sorry. Which is two people, which is the two girls. Okay. Uranus is there, so it's a swift attack, violent, on a bridge, unpredictable, fast. Mars in Pisces degree is psychosis and delusions and illusions. Jupiter in Libra, which is down here, whatever the wife knew was in the house, because this is in the 4th house of, like, the home. Okay. Okay. I did write the 9th house over here. See, I told you. I didn't get any sleep when I did this. I had to do it when she was available, and I was gonna get it up really, really soon, so I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna figure this out. Well, she's up, and I just wanna get it done." So that I had it, and then it took me 3 weeks to put it It's horrible. So anyways, Chiron, the wounded healer, is right here, to get him caught. Again, photo in the limp. Okay? That's what caused him to get caught. It's in Pisces. Chiron wondering if there was a wound on the feet. It's at a Capricorn degree, so that's like a limp as well. And photo with the Neptune at 11 degrees. Things that would get him caught. Okay. It's the end of his double life. So the South Node in Pisces. Um, where's my Pisces at? That's North Node, South Node right here. South Node in Pisces. Um, if doing it before this was a wake up call, like this is like a reality check. Like this ends up being a reality check for him. Because this is what ended him. The picture and everything like that. Like that's what got him caught. Um, Pisces and South Node, 3 degrees. It's a Gemini degree and North Node. So lots of discussion. There might even be a book, something like that, etc. That's kind of the vertex at 23 degrees. Aqua is another luck. Let's see, where's my vertex at? Right here. Okay. 23 degrees. It's another luck point from the photograph. It may be dark web stuff. So that also came in the reading. It's another point of luck in the chart though. Maybe with the trial, more will be exposed. Scorpio, maybe a ring will be brought down. There is definitely a ring involved. MC is at 12 degrees right here. So they were under it. They were under the delusion of meeting someone else, which also came in the reading. Okay. Jupiter is retrograde in this, in Aquarius. So there was a delay for justice, which we all know it's taken a little over 5 years. So there's a delay in justice for that. That's Jupiter's always like your point of luck, but it's retrograde here. So that's why there was a delay. Okay. So I mean that's basically it. That's basically everything that happened. And again, this was prior to this happening with the girls. So this is basically describing everything about the situation, what went down that day. Again, this is a timestamp of when the photo was taken and how everything was looking as it was moving towards something that was really bad. Okay, so now I'm gonna go find Rick Allen's chart and okay, so this is Rick Allen's birth chart, from the information that we have. And I'm not great at reading birth charts. So again, I'm just gonna go over my notes that I made when I was half asleep. Hope that it makes sense for all of you. And a lot of this stuff is gonna be kind of like a repeat of what came in the reading. And I think you'll recognize it if you've watched a lot of the readings, but I'll kind of hint to you and let you know what had come in the reading from what I remember. So I'm not great at reading birth charts. Birth charts seems a little more complicated to me than crime charts do. But so basics, this is the basics, okay? So we have I can't find it. So we have Black Moon Lilith at a 29 degree of Scorpio. So he hates and wants to kill or kill and unalive and torture women, and he doesn't like sexual women. He doesn't like SLUTS and WHORES. Like he doesn't like those types of women, which came in the Autowrite. It's also at the 3rd house of people in the community. His ascendant is Virgo, so he seems put together. That's how he got away with it for so long. Also, it's at a 22 degree right here, a black moon Lilith. Here it is. So he has a serial killer energy of women. All right. On top of an aggressive edge. Mars, violent, methodical, strategic. He plans a ritualistic element to what he does. Saturn and Gemini. I'm really not good at reading right here. Saturn and Gemini, two sides. It's near the midheaven. So what he's known for and his reputation and legacy having two different sides, which also came in the reading, like two different people, who he puts out, who he really is. So in North Node in Cancer is mommy issues. Okay, again, like South Node. South Node is in Cancer, so that's mommy's issues. So ignore when I said North Node. Mommy issues, which also came in the reading. Okay. He deeply wants to be taken care of by a woman, but he's a late bloomer, desiring mom's love and affection. When he was older, he developed into violent tendencies and maybe into PORN. Okay. Chiron and Aries, he maybe had a head wound at some point in his life, which may have had something to do with kind of how he changed. But it makes it Chiron and Aries, let's see, it makes it in conjunct to all the stuff in Virgo. So something triggered the way that he was, his ideations, how he kind of shifted. Uranus and Libra is opposing Chiron exactly. So let me see if I can find that. Telling you this chart is confusing to me. Right here. Here's Chiron. And here's Uranus. Okay. Uranus and Libra, so it's opposing Chiron exactly. So instability in the family, possibly. So born and made this way came in the reading. I found that was interesting because it's like circumstances drove into taboo stuff. Circumstances of possibly instability in the family and things like that. Neptune in Sagittarius is a religious, delusional, took over to a perfect storm of the situation. So Neptune trining Venus in Leo, women hating tendencies, got enhanced by religious delusions, may have taken different form without certain experiences. Okay. So he also has a stellium in the second house. And I'm not really going over this too much. I'm just reading my notes because, like I said, it's confusing to me. So moon, the stellium in the second house, or second house is like money and things like that. Moon and Pluto is fairly close to Uranus, maybe unstable financial situation in the home. He has a dislike for red-haired women, Chiron and Aries. Where have we heard that before? That came in the reading. Chiron, wounded healer at 16 degrees, maybe wounded by a red-headed woman, which his mom is red-haired. Just saying, because it's at 16 degrees Cancer, so that's mom. A lot of 16 degrees Cancer degrees, so unresolved mommy issues. Venus in Leo trines Neptune in Sagittarius. Delusion element to obsessions. Maybe relationship in prison possibly that's going to happen. But Leo is reddish hair person type. He attracts them but hates it at the same time. Like he likes entitled women that are feisty women. He acts if the ones that act like they're too good for him, he doesn't really like that. So in his mind, he looks as teens as women. And this is just what we're getting from his birth chart, allegedly. He doesn't like, he looks at teens as they're going to just grow up to be just SLUTS anyways. So he likes it, but he hates it. So where does that sound like? That sounds like stuff in the reading. So almost he destroys relationships. There's a lot in the 12th house that's hidden, that's all desires. And his wife is really not really his type, allegedly. Sun sign in Virgo, he's got a stellium in Virgo. Virgo, virgins, Mars, basically hunting virgins for the most part. He has a VX as a luck area is at 25 Aries Aquarius. So luck online community, maybe sharing videos, how to gain notoriety. It's opposing the part of fortune, leader of a group that's secret. He's got a lot of Virgo, so he's very smart, manipulative, and that's what he's doing to everybody now with his I'm being mistreated and this and that. It's all manipulation. He's a master manipulator. That also came in the reading, and a lot of this stuff is validated in the reading and was said. Moon in Libra in the second house is unstable. Pluto in second, maybe a lot of money to not a lot. Like maybe he had a lot at some point and then he lost money or something like that. But there seems like there's an instability in finances. And again, there's possibly a head injury. Because Uranus is exactly conjunct Chiron, unpredictable attack in some house. Moon and Pluto. So maybe I don't know if his mom did that, if a man did that, where that comes from, but it seems like at some point he had some kind of head injury or something with his head. Sagittarius in the 4th house is chaotic home. A chaotic home life. Neptune and Jupiter, possible abuse. And that could be mental or whatever it may be. But so that's basically, without going like into where each thing is on this, kind of just breaking down what she told me, what the chart meant, all in all. And these are the notes that I took regarding it. So a lot of it can be validated in the readings. I think that the words that we said basically were the same words that came in the reading. So if you take this chart and how he is personally, and you look at the Delphi chart, I mean, you can go deeper into this and say, what the transits are and stuff. I'm not that far into it yet. So this is his personality, allegedly, with his birth chart. And what I gave you before was the Delphi and what happened there. And it basically, it fits his age, who he is, having the limp, all of that. It's all right there. So, I mean, without going into like his transits and how they fit, that's again the crime chart and Rick Allen's chart. So I hope that you kind of enjoyed this. Again, this is new for me. I don't get too deep into it, but give you the idea. And I'll see you next time.